Are you struggling to navigate your first year teaching band? It's all right. We've all been there. Just stick with me. Today, I have your first year teaching curriculum for band. Let's do this. Hello, everyone. This is Bill Stevens with the Music Educator. Today's topic of the day is the first year band curriculum. This presentation will cover the essential skills and knowledge every beginning band student should acquire. Let's dive into the world of rhythms, starting with the basics like quarter notes and half notes, and progressing to more complex patterns including syncopation. We'll start with the basics. So in the first year, we want to consider having quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. This is where you're really going to start. Now, as your students get stronger and they learn more of these skills, you want to include dotted half notes, single eighth notes, and grouped eighth notes. With time, these rhythms are going to be their foundation for the rest of the year. As your students become more proficient with the basic rhythms, it's an important step to extend their skills. Although these skills may not be regularly practiced in the first year of instrumental band class, it is important to introduce these skills conceptually and provide examples. These extended skills include the introduction to 16th notes, dotted quarter notes, an introduction to syncopation, and all of the corresponding rests, such as quarter rest, half rest, dotted half rest, and whole rests. Timing is crucial in music. We'll explore how to use a metronome to keep a steady beat and learn about tempo adjustments for expressive playing. Specifically, you'll need to teach the use of the metronome and how it works, timing and pulse control, time and tempo adjustments, for instance, the fermata, the ritardando, rallentando, and accelerando. You need to establish a consistent counting system, including kinesthetic and visual evidence, and begin teaching an inherent sense of time. Articulations like staccato and legato slurs add character to music. We'll discuss how to execute these techniques and their effect on musical expression. Each instrument has its unique range. We'll set achievable goals for the first year, focusing on expanding from the lowest to the highest notes. For most of these instruments, this is a best case scenario. In many cases, not all students will hit their extreme high and low ranges for what's expected of the first year. For flutes, expect to get students from low D below the staff to high F fifth line. Next, we have the oboe. We're looking to hit low E flat or D to the high B flat. For the clarinet, shoot for low E below the staff to high C. Now, functionally, in the music, you could also shoot for G for the students that can meet the challenge. For the bass clarinet players, they should be able to play the low E below the staff to the fifth line F. Now, for the saxophones, you should shoot for the low B flat or C to the high D. Note that in the first year of playing, a lot of these extreme ranges will be hit or miss and often won't sound characteristic. In the bassoon, you should shoot for low F to the first ledger C. For the trumpet in the first year, try to get low G, 1 and 3, to fourth space E. The French horn instrumental range in the first year should start with the low G to fourth space E flat. If you have the chance to use a double horn, do so. The student will learn a lot of key fingerings early off that will be more in tune. For the trombone, most beginning students will start with a straight horn with no trigger. In this situation, start with low F and they should try to achieve the first ledger line D. Often, this doesn't happen for C or D above the staff early off. If you're lucky enough to have a student that does fill up the horn, has a characteristic sound pretty much from the get-go, try to get them on a large bore F attachment trombone. This is the one with the single trigger. For the euphonium or baritone, the range should be approximately the same as the trombone, which is the low F below the staff to the first ledger D. Keep in mind, many players cannot play C or D in their first year, but that's okay. If you have the choice of having a student play baritone or euphonium, shoot for euphonium. With 4 valves, the student will learn fingerings that they can use to make better intonation choices. Similar to the euphonium, but based an octave lower, you have the tuba. The tuba should strive to achieve low F to third line D in the middle of the bass clef staff. A proper embouchure and posture are key to producing a beautiful tone. We'll cover the basics of mouthpiece placement and body alignment. Posture. Good posture is essential for breath control, which is directly linked to sound production. Musicians should maintain a straight and relaxed posture, whether sitting or standing. Sitting posture, musicians should sit on the front half of the chair, feet flat on the floor, with a straight back. The instrument should come to the player, not the other way around. Standing posture. Feet should be shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, and shoulders relaxed. The spine should be straight, allowing for full lung expansion. Both embouchure and posture are developed through consistent practice and awareness. Teachers often use visualizations and exercises to help students find the correct positions and maintain them comfortably. For instance, brass players might practice buzzing without the mouthpiece to strengthen the embouchure muscles, and woodwind players might use the mouthpiece exercise to develop a consistent airstream. Remember, every student is different, and embouchure and posture should be adjusted to fit individual needs while maintaining the fundamental principles. Regular feedback from a teacher or mentor is invaluable in developing these skills. Developing a characteristic sound starts with good breathing techniques and ear training. We'll practice exercises to improve both. The first exercise is the 4-step breath. Inhale for 4 counts. Students should stand or sit with good posture. Instruct them to breathe in slowly and deeply through their mouth, filling their lungs from the bottom to the top as if filling a glass of water. Count to 4 out loud as they inhale. Hold for 4 counts. After the inhalation, students should hold their breath for 4 counts. Remind them to keep their shoulders relaxed and avoid tension. Then exhale for 4 counts. Students should then exhale smoothly and evenly over 4 counts, emptying their lungs completely. Encourage them to use the S sound to control the airflow and maintain a steady stream. Then rest for 4 counts. After exhaling, students should rest for the 4 counts before repeating the cycle. Their rest period is important to prevent dizziness and to prepare for the next breath. Repeat this cycle several times, gradually increasing the count as students become more and more comfortable with the exercise. This exercise helps students develop the lung capacity, breath control, and awareness of their breathing, which are essential skills for playing woodwind and brass instruments effectively. The next exercise, call and response with solfege. Introduction to solfege. Begin by introducing the solfege syllables do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do, which correspond to the major scale. Play a C major scale on a piano or any available instrument and have the students sing along using solfege. Call and response. The teacher plays a short melody, 3 to 5 notes, using the solfege syllables within the C major scale. Students listen and then sing back the melody using solfege. Recognition. Play individual notes within the C major scale and ask students to identify them by the correct solfege syllable. This helps students associate pitch with solfege, reinforcing their internal sense of pitch. Creating variations. Once students are comfortable with the scale, start creating variations by skipping notes or including simple intervals. For example, play do, mi, sol, mi, do, and have the students sing it back. Progressing to intervals. Introduce intervals by playing 2 notes simultaneously or consecutively and asking students to identify the interval using solfege. Start with unison, then move to seconds, thirds, and so forth. This exercise can be expanded upon as students become more proficient, eventually including minor scales, chromatic notes, and more complex melodies. Regular practice will improve their ability to recognize and reproduce pitches, an essential skill for ensemble playing. Playing in tune is essential. We'll learn how to use tuners and drones to develop a good ear for intonation. Intonation is the precision of pitch in playing, which is essential for brass and woodwind players to blend harmoniously within an ensemble. Here's how these musicians can use tuners and drones to develop a good ear for intonation. Using a tuner. Initial tuning. Brass and woodwind players should start by tuning their open notes or fundamental pitches using a chromatic tuner. This ensures the instrument is set to the correct pitch standard, usually A for 40 Hz. Checking individual notes. After tuning the open notes, players should check the intonation of individual notes throughout their range. For brass instruments, this may include adjusting the tuning slide or valve slides. For woodwinds, it might mean adjusting the reed or mouthpiece placement. Fine adjustments. As players move through different registers, they should use the tuner to make the fine adjustments. For example, brass players can use alternate fingerings or adjust the embouchure to alter pitches slightly, while woodwind players can open or close keys to adjust pitch. Using a drone. Playing with a drone. Playing long tones or scales against a drone note helps musicians to hear and adjust their pitch in real time. The drone acts as a constant pitch reference. Listening for beats. When 2 notes are slightly out of tune, a pulsating sound called beats is heard. The goal is to minimize these beats by adjusting the pitch until it matches the drone. Harmonic context. Practicing with drones in different keys helps musicians understand how their pitch fits within the various harmonic contexts, which is crucial for ensemble playing. For brass and woodwind sections, intonation work is often done in group settings where players can match pitch and blend their sounds with others. The collective practice helps develop a unified ensemble sound. In addition to using tuners and drones, understanding the instrument's pitch tendencies is important. For example, certain notes on a clarinet or trumpet may naturally play sharp or flat and require specific adjustments. Resources like Tuning for Wind Instruments, A Roadmap to Successful Intonation by Shelly Jago provide comprehensive information on instrument-specific tuning tendencies and can be an invaluable guide for educators and students alike. Remember, good intonation is not just about playing in tune with a tuner. It's about adjusting to fit the pitch of the ensemble in the moment, which requires active listening and flexibility. Music is more than just notes. We'll explore dynamics, air control, and establish good practice habits for effective learning. Dynamics in music refer to the variations in loudness between notes or phrases within a composition. They are an essential aspect of musical expression and can greatly influence the emotional impact of a performance. Dynamics are typically indicated by specific musical notation, using Italian terms and symbols to describe the volume level, such as piano, P, soft or quiet, forte, F, loud or strong, mezzo piano, MP, moderately quiet, mezzo forte, MF, moderately loud, pianissimo, PP, very quiet, fortissimo, FF, very loud. To introduce dynamics to a beginning band class, you can follow these steps. First, the explanation and demonstration. Start by explaining the concept of dynamics and their importance in music. Demonstrate different dynamic levels by playing a piece or a scale with varying volumes. Visual aids. Use visual aids like flashcards or a projector to show dynamic symbols and their meanings. Encourage students to match the volume level with the corresponding symbol. Listening exercises. Play recordings of music pieces that showcase dynamic changes and ask students to identify them. Discuss how dynamics affect the mood and character of the music. Group practice. Have the band play a simple piece together, focusing on applying dynamic markings. Conduct exercises where students swell from piano to forte and back to piano, crescendo and decrescendo. Individual practice. Assign students to practice dynamics individually on their instrument. Provide feedback on their dynamic control during one-on-one sessions. Incorporate into performance. Choose a repertoire for the band that includes clear dynamic changes to reinforce the concept. Encourage students to listen to each other and adjust their dynamics to blend as a group. By incorporating these steps into your curriculum, students will learn to understand and use dynamics effectively, enhancing their overall musicality and ensemble performance. Remember to be patient and provide positive reinforcement as students develop their new skill. Dynamics can be subtle and may take time for young musicians to master. Air control for beginning brass and woodwind musicians refers to the ability to regulate the flow of air used to produce sound on their instruments. It's a critical skill that affects tone quality, pitch stability, and dynamic range. Here's how to introduce and practice air control. First, understanding air control. Explain that air control is about using the diaphragm and lungs to manage the air pressure and flow that goes into the instrument. Discuss how different musical demands require varying air speeds and volumes. Breathing exercises. Start with simple breathing exercises to help students become aware of their breath and how to control it. Practice taking deep breaths and controlling the exhale over a set number of counts. Blowing exercises. Use blowing exercises without the instrument to focus on producing a steady stream of air. Practice blowing through a straw into a cup of water to visualize air control. Long tones. Have students play long tones on their instruments, focusing on maintaining a steady pitch and dynamic level. Encourage them to listen to the quality of the sound and make adjustments as needed. Dynamic control. Introduce dynamics by having students play long tones that gradually get louder, crescendo, and softer, decrescendo. Teach them to use their air support to control the volume without compromising tone quality. Pitch bends. For more advanced air control, have students practice pitch bends by altering the air speed and embouchure tension. This helps them understand how air affects intonation. Regular practice. Incorporate air control exercises into the daily warm-up routine. Consistent practice will help students develop muscle memory and improve their air control over time. By mastering air control, brass and woodwind players can produce a more focused tone, play with better intonation, and execute musical phrases with greater expression. It's important to remind students that air control is not just about the amount of air, but how effectively and efficiently they use it to create the desired sound. Technique is the foundation of musicianship. We'll work on scales, sight reading, and phrasing to build a solid technical base. Technique is fundamental for beginning band students because it lays the groundwork for all future musical development. Good technique encompasses proper posture, hand positioning, embouchure, and breath control, which are essential for producing a clear, in-tune sound. It also includes the ability to execute musical passages accurately and with ease, which is crucial for playing more complex music as students progress. For example, a student who has mastered the technique of smooth fingering transitions on a clarinet will be able to play scales and melodies more fluidly. Moreover, solid technique helps prevent physical strain and injuries that can occur from incorrect playing habits. In essence, technique is the tool set that enables musicians to express themselves freely and confidently through their instrument. Understanding musical terms and theory is crucial. We'll cover the basics, from key signatures to musical roadmaps. Music vocabulary and theory are crucial for beginning band students as they form the foundation of musical understanding and communication. Knowing the terms and concepts allows students to read and interpret sheet music, understand instructions from directors, and communicate effectively with other musicians. For example, understanding what a crescendo is enables a student to gradually increase the volume in a passage, while knowing the key signature helps identify the scale and tonality of the piece. Theory provides the tools to comprehend how melodies, harmonies, and rhythms work together, fostering an ability to create, perform, and appreciate music on a deeper level. It's akin to learning the grammar of a language, which is essential for constructing sentences and conveying ideas clearly. Playing together requires balance and blend. We'll learn how to listen and match our sound with others for a cohesive ensemble. Balance and blend are fundamental concepts in ensemble music, particularly for beginning band students. Balance refers to the volume levels between different sections of the band, ensuring that no single section overpowers the others. It's about achieving a harmonious level where the melody can be heard clearly and the accompaniment supports without overwhelming. Blend, on the other hand, is about the quality of sound produced when different instruments play together. It's the process of merging distinct tones to create a unified, cohesive sound. A good blend means that individual instruments cannot be distinguished from the ensemble, resulting in a smooth, homogeneous timbre. For beginning band students, learning balance and blend is important because it teaches them to listen to each other and to understand their role within the larger group. It encourages careful listening and adjustment of their own volume and tone to match that of the ensemble, which is crucial for the group performances. Moreover, A well-balanced and blended band sounds more professional and is more pleasing to the audience. It also lays the groundwork for more advanced ensemble skills, such as intonation and dynamics, which are essential for musical growth. As we bring our journey through the first year band curriculum to a close, we hope you found this guide to be a valuable compass on your musical voyage. Remember, the skills and knowledge we've explored are the building blocks for a lifetime of musical enjoyment and expression. Whether you're a student taking your first steps in band class or an educator shaping the next generation of musicians, always keep the joy of music at the heart of your practice. Embrace each challenge as an opportunity to grow and let the harmony of learning resonate within you. If you've enjoyed this presentation, please give us a thumbs up, share with fellow music enthusiasts, and subscribe for more insightful content. Your support is melody that keeps the channel thriving. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay tuned for our upcoming videos, where we'll dive even deeper into the world of music education. Leave us a comment below with your thoughts, questions, or topics you would like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and keep the music playing. Until next time, let every note guide you to new horizons.